Okay, welcome everybody. My name is Sol. Glad to be with you. Welcome to the trading room. Just two favors as always. Welcome, Adrian. This is your first time. Welcome to the trading room. As always, please change your settings on your chat so all attendees and panelists can see what you type. Not only all panelists, because in that way only I see what you type, and not everyone. So please change that for all attendees. Second, disclaimer, we're going to be trading live market conditions. So any trade taken here is not meant to be a buy or sell signal. You need to be careful for your own trades and your own strategies. I just want to show you a little bit the way I read the markets and maybe together go through some trade management techniques that you can apply on your own situations. Okay, so let me go ahead and share your screen. I just took a quick position. Just let me make sure. Let me know you can see my screen, please. You should be able. Yes, perfect. So let me tell you what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the pound dollar here on the 5-minute chart. If we go to the dailies, we are clearly on a very big uptrend, and we are right now testing these areas right there. That if you go to a lower time frames, if we go to an hourly chart or something, you can see there's resistance levels there, and I'm actually expecting that we will break in the midterm. I think we will break those highs. So most of my trading, I want to be looking for long opportunities, okay, to buy opportunities. But then when I go to the 5-minute chart, delete. Okay. Then I go to the 5-minute chart and I see a different pattern. Okay, you can see we have been moving sideways for most of the days. And we have yesterday, we tried to break that resistance 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, and the sellers have held that level. And then today we have kind of testing those levels today. So eventually the sellers and the sell orders will give up, and we might see a break. So this is a kind of counter trend trade and kind of riskier trade. But still, I took it because of the larger pattern. At least on the 5-minute chart, you can see these large consolidation where on the tops we might see the break, but probably before the break we might see a retracement or something, and then we will see the break. Or probably in order to break these levels, which are important levels, resistance levels, we might need any kind of news or something, which, by the way, I didn't check if there are news coming soon. So I mean, this trade in which I'm also only risking 6 pips, I'm comfortable with that. I don't have, I'm aware we could see a continuation higher and a break of those levels. But for a quick scalp, might be worth maybe a 1-to-1 risk reward or a 2-to-1 risk reward. This is not the best setup, but it's worth trying. Okay, let's see how this candle closes. And yeah, you can see all the buyers trying to push the market up and up and up. And so I might just cancel this trade or something, because today we're forming higher highs. We tried to break and we failed. So after those fails, I am expecting a little bit of push lower before the final try to break higher. So let's see how that develops. And if we go to the euro, we see a similar pattern. Yesterday we were euro. Let me show you that quickly. We are on a very important resistance level again. And if we go to the 5-minute chart yesterday, we we were testing that resistance level many times, and today we're back on those levels and we're trying to break now. So actually this is a good time to get out of this trade because the euro and the pound might be aligned. So we might start to see the buyers. Once you see a movement like that in the euro, and if these markets are aligned, we might see now an attempt to break higher also on the pound. So this might be a good point to cancel the sell. And if this breaks, we'll follow this. And if this breaks hard to the upside, then I will look for my favorite pattern, which is the a big break, an important break higher, forming here a new demand area, and then a retracement to that demand area, and then the continuation. Okay, that's the pattern I'm looking now. This is going to trigger. So we're forming the same here on the euro. So we have the breaking point, and we can see some demand being formed there. So a retrace to that area, and then the continuation. That's one of my favorite patterns. So a pullback to this area, I'll look to buy. Okay. So let's see how this kind of closes. We have 2 more minutes. So either the sellers will jump in again, and that might be the continuation. We're at the top of the hour. So if we go to the hourly, this will be increasing momentum candle to the upside. Will be a breaking candle, or it will keep losing momentum, and it will reverse a little bit. You can see this was an important candle, and then this candle right here was a slightly weaker candle, and this is a very decisive candle because this one is the one which will break higher and increase momentum, and will be a big one, or it will be even smaller than this one, and we might see the pattern we're looking for. Okay, the continuation of this large range or sideways movement. Okay, we have 1 more minute on this candle, minute and a half. We can see the weeks on the euro, so we might see the same. We might see the same on the pound. This is a very important candle for our trade. Okay, if this ends up forming a wick on the top, that like these ones back here, and that's good for our trade. If it closes at the tops, we most likely will see continuation to the highs. Nice. Okay, so right now, a few more pips, that will be a one-to-one risk-reward trade. Okay, but we want to keep reading price action, correct? So if this continues lower, it should kind of easily, at least test these levels. Let's see if the sellers push this lower. Okay, the hourly is already forming a bearish candle. So we're early on the candle, on the hourly candle. This might turn to the upside, to the downside. Many things might still happen. But after a movement like that, a rejection like that, from all the way from the top to the bottom, we should see a bit of continuation lower, at least to this line here. So let's read together. Yeah, Yorick, you're on the dollar yen. Yeah, so let's just let's wait a few more minutes with this trade, so we see together if this goes lower, and then I will adjust my trade. Maybe I will trade my stop or something, and then we'll jump to the dollar yen so we can analyze together your trade. But tell me already, Jorik, what time frame are you looking at? And we'll jump. By the way, I always tell you that I go to lower time frames, so I can show you complete setups from start, from the beginning to the end. This doesn't mean you have to trade on lower time frames. A lot of my trading is made on larger time frames. So, but these same concepts you can apply in all time frames. Okay, so the same patterns and same demand and supply areas you will find in all time frames. So use the same concepts and apply it to the different time frame you're looking at. Okay, so did you all see how price touched the red line and reacted, okay, and reversed it? So the red line, for all of you who are scalpers, that's your first target area, okay? The red line should give you a 2-to-1, I believe, a 2-to-1 risk reward. Okay, 2-to-1 risk reward, which is a great reward on a counter trend trade. And if you want to swing this trade, maybe you can look for taking profits lower there or all the way down there on the bottoms of this large range. I'm just not sure if we're getting there. I mean, when I counter trend trades, I like more to scalp. I prefer to scalp, and when I'm aligned with the trade, then I look for swing trades and I hold my trades for longer. I'll give you an example on the pound, a trade I took yesterday. But if you don't want to take profits on your scalp target, which is down here, that's a good moment for adjusting. Okay, maybe you can take partial profits, which I'm not a huge fan of doing that, but you can do that, or you can trail your stop, okay, to a risk-free level, and then you can wait for price to go lower. So just let me read these on lower time frames. Okay, so this is the big rejection. And see how every time we go to the red line, you can see the buyers coming in. So for the sellers to break that level, that support level, they will have to try very hard. So it's very likely for us to see a movement higher to this area. This is kind of a tiny supply. If you can see here, the supply here. So we might see that movement before the sellers bring more sellers with them in order to break that level. Of course, if they just manage to break now, the better for our trade, correct? And the fact that there's tails forming in the bottom but there's no continuation to the high side, it's also a good sign for the sellers, okay, for us, for our trade at least. But we want to see the trade. And if that support level breaks, notice that there's nothing here to stop that drop all the way to the demand area. Down there, you can see that this demand. Okay, so that would be the next target, a nice target. And again, taking profits now, it's also a great, it's also a good decision. Sometimes, and for me, many times it's easier to take profits, you know, the easy profits, which would be now, and then repeat that process many times than just waiting for one single trade to give me a lot of trades. Just let me show you the trade I took yesterday. It was also on the 5-minute chart on the pound. Okay, so this was the day yesterday. Okay, you can see the big bullish movement we had today, and I was waiting for a pullback to this area, right? I didn't know exactly where, but to that area, and we had that pullback here the first time, but I missed my entry, and then to my luck, the pullback continued lower, and after that candle, which aligned exactly to the moment and the level I wanted, I jumped in with a buy, and in only 2 candles, I got like 40 pips, I believe, or 35 pips, and I closed the trade. But if I had held to that, I would have got all the way to the tops. But I took trades there, profits there. So that was my yesterday's trade. Okay, breaking now, good for us. Now, if this is going to be a true break, we need to see continuation now. Okay, a second candle of break to the low side, and then this would form a tiny supply. So it's very important that this candle or the next one, they follow through. Okay, they follow to the downside. Great. So that had just confirmed the break and a new, if not supply, at least resistance, important resistance level on the 1-minute chart. So if I want to hold on this trade, I can even now wait for a retracement to that area and then to join with a new sell. Okay, I can take profits now, wait for a pullback, and resell this trade. Okay, approaching the demand. That's the place or the area that we expect buyers to become active. Okay, so if you're swinging this trade, this is your next exit point. Okay, take profit point, because now we will start the fight between buyers and sellers. I just don't think the seller the sellers will break so easily this level. Okay, the buyers will step in, the sellers will try, but for the sellers to try it, they need they need to test this area several times. So I think I'm comfortable trading profits right now, and you can see where the reaction happened. Okay, right at the red line we drew before. Okay, that's the breaking point of the demand level. Okay, that's a classic demand level. Okay, so I wait for this last candle, because if after that week the buyers fail to push the market higher, we might see continuation lower. Okay. So I'm securing 21 pips with my stop loss there, but it's worth watching what happens now. After the reaction, I failed to push the market higher. So that invites more sellers to join. Now, if this is a classic demand area, remember we have three valid zones for the buyers to step in. So that one is the breaking zone, which is the red line. The other one would be the decision point, which I guess is the same, or maybe this one right there. And if not, we have the last point, which is all the way there. So at every one of these lines, we can expect buyers to step in and try to push the market higher. What I like about this movement right now is that gives me kind of confirmation that today I do not expect anymore a break higher. Okay, I think we will break higher at some point, but it might take some days, or maybe we need to wait for a news announcement for that to happen. So if the market comes back to the tops, I might try to sell this market again. Okay, let's see. Last chance for the buyers to step in and preventing this to break lower. Okay, last chance. Trying, you can see the fight. It's beautiful, huh? Let me, where's the pound here? Okay, they're giving up. Let's see if there's follow through. This is an overextended movement. I really think there has to be some buying movement in order to continue lower. This is very overextended. So if we get to the lows without any kind of rejection, I would feel comfortable buying this area, right? The lower area, the lower part of the range, because we really need a bullish movement in order to continue lower. Okay, so now we have a similar pattern than this one right there. Okay, that's a fake out of the demand area. That's a buy signal. Okay, I will take profits. And now let's see if the sellers invalidate this fake out. This, okay, and this. Okay, so now buyers are trying to do the same now that they tried before up here. Let me clean my charts. But I hope you can kind of feel, you know, from the strength of this movement lower, kind of the momentum in the market, how it has changed from bullish to bearish. Correct. I hope you feel that. Every new information the market provides helps us making new decisions. Let me go back here. Melissa, how often during the day do you check charts for a trade setup? I often look at the daily charts and I look for trading opportunities on the daily charts. That's once a day when a new at the end of the day of the trading day of the New York session. And then during the day, I don't have a specific time. I have many activities during the day, so I check the charts when I'm available. And if I have to day trade, something like similar to what we're doing right now, I prefer the New York session than the other sessions. So yeah, that was an exciting trade. I like that. Now let's see if we can get a movement all the way to the lows, and we'll set up for the next trade. Let's see if there's alignment here. Yeah, you can see the alignment. False breakout on the euro, similar pattern. So this might go all the way to the lows, to this demand right there. Little demand here. And if that fails to hold, maybe there. Okay, there was a, okay, Yorick, USD, JPY, USD, JPY. You are short. You entered at 108.81. Your stop loss 109.2. And take profit 107.53. Okay, so Yorick, can you hear me? Yorick, what time frame you took your trade based off? Okay, of course you're in profit, which is a 15 minutes. Okay, based on the daily, I really like your take profit. Might be a bit far, but price might get there, I guess. You know, in order to take your profit, price will need to break some certain levels. Okay, so just be prepared of that. price is now bouncing of a key support. Okay, 1, 2, and now it's trying to break through that. If it handles to break that level, I guess it should get all the way there. But this area right here will act as the same one we just drew there. Okay, so that will provide some demand, and you are expecting the market to break all that demand area in order to give you profits. So if you want a high probability take profit, you want your take profit before the demand area, before where the buyers will step in. Of course, if you're ready and you're prepared for some, buying and selling and buying and selling, and you want to hold that, so yes, leave your take profit there. Just be prepared for that buying pressure coming in, okay, which is similar to this, okay. So you will see this, just instead of being 1 minute charts, 1 minute candles, you will see that on hours, okay, of buying and selling movement before and if this demand area will be taken. Now, regarding your stop, why is your stop there, placed there? Is there any reason, particular reason for your stop to be there? And yes, after we will go to the CAD yen, which I guess I haven't seen it. It's not a pair I follow, but I guess it will look similar to the dollar yen. So just to finish the analysis of this pair, Yuri, where do you move it now? What I wanted to tell you about your stop loss, if don't get me wrong, if there's a solid reason to be there, just leave it there. But just from a price and supply and demand perspective, your stop can be best placed either there or all the way there, because there's this important supply where sellers will be active. Okay, so if price goes all the way to the top, you want your stop to be after, okay, above the supply area, because those sellers there will protect your stop, okay, your trade from getting stopped out. So you either place it above the supply area or you place it down there. Okay, you have this resistance there and you key on that resistance holding, just being aware that this might get triggered. But I mean, between this area and this area, all this area here, okay, let me draw down, all that area is like free land. Okay, if the market breaks these highs, it will easily go all the way to the supply area. So you want your stop either somewhere there above this resistance or all the way above the supply area right there. That's just my opinion based on price. But if you have a different approach and your strategy dictates differently, you need to go with your strategy. Okay, that's important. Okay, we can see the buyers and sellers war still happening here. These are compression channels. This is very, very hard to trade. The buyers and sellers and buyers and sellers. There's a lot of indecision here. So this will eventually end up breaking hard to the upside or to the downside. CAD yen, let's go there. So AFSA, please change your settings to all attendees and panelists on your chat so everyone can see what you type. And what time frame are you looking at on the CAD-yen? It's slow, not loading. Come on. There you go. So you're looking to go long or short, but again, Asaf, please change your settings to attendees. Okay. You want to go short. Yeah, so it really looks very similar to the dollar yen. We have, I can see the daily, it's to load. We are, at least on the hourly, we are on an uptrend, but we might, this might be the end of the uptrend, or you can see the slowing momentum. Okay, you can see the distance between impulses, between this pivot and this pivot, and between this one and this one. And you can see it's slower, it's shorter. And of course, from this point to this point, which is even shorter. And now we're kind of trying to push lower. I don't know, for me, it's a hard pattern. Yeah, it's a tricky one for me, because you can see this rejection. You can see the hourly chart, this huge tail, which is rejection, buyers stepping in strongly. They might try to push this higher, but we're in the middle of a break lower, and I don't see any demand here to stop this market to go lower, at least to these lows. I mean, I don't know why the market stopped there. I don't see any demand here to stop that. So I don't have a clear reading on this chart. I mean, this could go both ways. This could face supply there, order there, order there, and reverse lower. But this could also as easily continue higher, you know, with all the large trend. So I don't know. I'm not sure. Sorry. But if you have a strategy and a sell signal, of course, you need to go with that. Yeah, Lucian, of course, EuroCAD. Let's bring that. EuroCAD, just tell me what time frame. 1 hour. You want to go short? On the supply, not sure what supply you're referring to. there's so much data that first time you load a chart, it kind of, okay. So you want to short this supply? Is that right? For me, this is not a super clear supply. I mean, it will surely be a resistance level, but in order to be a supply, you want to see aggressive disconnection from price from that area. So if you see this area here and this aggressive movement, that's a supply back here. This area, you can see there's no aggressive movement. So you can see there's a movement down, tail, bullish activity, little tails, and reaction, and then continuation. This is not a classic, super clear, at least visually, supply area. You can short if prices goes there. That will provide resistance, and I guess there's I don't know, a channel that might be forming now. So you can short that area. I'm just not sure how strong this is as a supply area. This is not the way classic supply or demand areas look. If you compare that to this one, okay, look at this level. You can see the balance and then the disconnection, okay, from price from that area. While here, you don't see that aggressive break out of a certain area. Okay. I hope I'm clear. Adrian, what training? Go to the YouTube channel, and there's a whole playlist on supply and demand concepts that Gil recorded and prepared, and you will learn supply and demand area there, and then supply and demand area is only a way of reading the markets. Around those areas, you have to create your own strategies. So then you keep coming to these trading rooms and you will see different traders to the 5ers YouTube channel, correct? And look at the playlists. Lucian, so in TradingView, that area looks different. Yeah, probably, because every liquidity provider shows it different, or every broker shows it different. But if in TradingView that looks like a proper supply, then yeah, of course, feel free to short. That's in line with the overall downtrend, so that's a great trade. So the next trade here would be, okay, that's the first time price is approaching the supply, the breaking point, correct? So that might be the reaction to that, okay? So around that area, it has to happen. but it's coming with some strength out of the 5-minute chart. So let's just be careful with that. The bias and the overall trend is still to the upside. Okay, we need to keep that in mind always. Even on the daily chart, we're on a bullish day. So every time we want to trade counter to that, we need to be careful. Okay, guys, I think we'll wrap up here. Yeah, those are the, thanks, Steven. Those are the YouTube, the playlists. We had a nice little session, nice trade. We picked up about, let's see that. What was that? $30 pips, which is not bad when you're trading off a 5-minute or 1-minute chart. That was a 6 pip risk trade. So that was a 5-to-1 risk reward trade. So that was good. So thanks for coming, guys. It was a fun session, actually. And I will be out next week. So tomorrow, Ruben will be here with you. He will show you the way he trades. And next week, just you will get updates on who's going to host the trading room. I won't be. I will be out of the little trip, but in 2 weeks I'll be back to you. Okay, so I'll see you in 2 weeks, and happy trading. Bye bye. Thank you. Bye.